Hi, how are you doing? First of all, I want to thank all of you for helping me go through this process. It's going to be a process that's going to be hard for me. And so far, from the response I've gotten from the 14 of you that I asked to help me with this, others have said I picked a pretty good group of people. And I believe that as well. I feel that all of you are good people, and I want what you have. And I have realized that being a good person just doesn't come to you. It's learned and it's worked on a daily basis. And that's what I'm wanting to do. So let's start. Well, first of all, it's the Love Dare. I don't know if any of you have heard of it. There it is. It's spiritual at some point, but it doesn't push spirituality. Um, it lets you have a spiritual awakening at some point, or hopes that you will, which I hope I will. But most of all, what it does, it helps you become grounded um, in the way to handle life on an everyday basis. Um, this is day one, and day one talks about love and patience. Pretty much what I read on it, it talks about how there's pretty much if you don't have anything good to say about your spouse, to your spouse or about your spouse, just don't open your mouth. And I found it hard. On my next video for day two, because this is actually day two, I couldn't use my mother's because she didn't have a camera on her computer because I took it. But what I found out, it's harder than it looks. For you to not say anything bad about your spouse or to your spouse is hard. And it talks about slowing your words down and thinking about what you say before it comes out of your mouth. And actually, even after the first day, it even becomes easier because you've got to learn to use patience. Now, I've been tested with those patients, and I'll tell you an incident. Now, I want you to all know that I'm not going to try to talk bad about my wife. I might talk about an incident that was bad, okay? But I love my wife, I do. And I love my children. But I want one thing made clear. This is for me. You know the background, so I don't have to go into that again. But hopefully, and she doesn't know I'm doing this, hopefully she is going to realize that I am a good person. And I believe she believes that, but she doesn't see it. And that's my fault. So, by doing these 40 days of dares, and I have to use, after today, I still have to use today's dare tomorrow, and so on. I've come to realize that, like AA, they say 90 meetings in 90 days. Well, they're hoping that it will be, from the repetition, that it will become a habit. So the 40 days, I believe they think or believe will become a habit. Also, I'm going to try not to say the word promise, because when I say I promise to do this or I promise this, I set myself up to fail. So the word is going to be try. I'm going to try. And I hope that by people seeing me trying, that they'll begin to trust me and to understand that this isn't just a ploy to get my wife back, because this is for me. I'm not sure if Jennifer will want to be with me. I can hope, but I also need, and most important, to break this cycle of the lying, the deceiving, the misappropriation of funds, so that I don't teach it to my kids, so that they don't think it's okay, because it's not okay. So, today's dare is love and patience, and I'm going to read this little part here. It says the first part of this dare is fairly simple. Although love is communicated in a number of ways, our words often reflect the condition of our heart. For the next day, resolve to demonstrate patience and to say nothing negative to your spouse at all. If the temptation arises, choose not to say anything. It's better to hold your tongue than to say something you'll regret. I like to give examples. Yesterday was very good. Of course, she's upset, and I'm assuming still wants a divorce, but has given me the opportunity to fix. And she kind of gets crazy at times with me on the phone, and I tend to react, and that's what I almost did. But instead, I hung up the phone on her. Now, you may think that's rude, but if I'd have stayed on that phone, I would have said some things that would have been very hard to take back. I calmed down, relaxed, called her back, and explained to her in a slow tone, because I want to think about my voice, about how I'm saying things before I say it, exactly where I was coming from. And when I got off the phone, I felt good about myself. I felt like I didn't screw something up or blow something into a worse situation. So, day one was okay. There were some incidences where I felt insecure, and when I'd say I love you, she wouldn't say I loved you, or I'd say I miss you. She wouldn't say I miss you. But then I relaxed, and I thought about it, and I said, you know what? Don't say you love me. I know you love me. Don't say you love me if you're not wanting to. And don't say you miss me if you're not wanting to. Because that's her choice. It's not mine. So, that's day one. And thank y'all very much.